A legal expert at the University of St. Thomas has written an article saying there is a solid constitutional argument for secretaries of state to remove Donald Trump from the 2024 ballots. He says the 14th Amendment says that anyone who participates in an insurrection or comforts participants in an insurrection after taking the oath of office cannot return to office. Minnesota Secretary of State Steve Simon said this week that he does not have the sole authority to remove Trump from the vote, but anyone can petition for it. He joined Tom Crann on All Things Considered to discuss, why not take Donald Trump, or anyone else for that matter, off the ballot? What if they appear to have violated the law or the Constitution? It's a convenience argument that it's constitutionally ineligible because of the text of the 14th Amendment that you summarized. The problem is that the Secretary of State's office in Minnesota is not the compliance police. A lot of people were surprised to learn this. But we're not in a position legally. We're not legally empowered to make any fitness determinations, whether it's resident or age or anything else like that. Instead, there is a very precise, very clear procedure in Minnesota law for those who believe someone is ineligible to be on the ballot or to hold office. This is a state law that allows any person petition Minnesota Supreme Court alter the ballot change something on ballot or, in some cases, attack someone for their ballot. And we have a recent history in Minnesota where this has actually been done. Some of your listeners may remember as recently as 2016, when the Secretary of State, there was a state representative who challenged like this. And the allegation was didn't live where said lived. That even though represented a district in the legislature, didn't actually live in district. And that petition was, of course, decided by the Minnesota Supreme Court. The Minnesota Supreme Court also concluded that the petitioner was correct, that this representative did not live in his district. So they actually took his name off the ballot. And a special election was held in early 2017 to fill this seat. Because his name failed to appear in the 2016 elections and it was too late for another candidate to replace him. So the Minnesota Supreme Court is working on using that law to decide all kinds of eligibility. So someone who feels powerful will have to petition and sue the Minnesota Supreme Court. The first two words of the law literally contained here are the words any individual. This is broad an invitation as I have ever seen in a statute to who may present this petition. Now, there are other things in this statute that talk about the timing of doing this. It is also an open question whether someone could make such a claim today or tomorrow. For example, and that will be decided by the court. But yes, this is the way, the tool to reveal such difficulties. So hypothetically, if Minnesota Supreme Court rules faux